It's the Pesto Pod, the Pesto Pod, the Pesto Pod.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pesto Pod. My name is Julia Leahy. You might know me as Pesto on TikTok, and today I am joined with the lovely Jake Cornell, everybody.
Hi.
Woohoo! Jake,
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Introduce yourself as if you were introducing yourself to my grandma, and she has no idea who you are.
Okay, hi, Mrs. Leahy. You have a very lovely granddaughter. I'm honored to meet you.
True.
My name is Jake. I am a comedian in New York City. I'm Jake W. Cornell on TikTok and Instagram. I make videos. I do stand-up. I write. I act. And I have a podcast. And those are the things I do for work.
Yes, that's your full-time job?
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
What were you doing before?
I was a bartender for 10 years.
Wow, did you like it?
It's a complicated question,
Okay.
but like I hated it when I loved it in the beginning. I started when I was 18.
Wow.
Loved it. Thought I wanted to do it forever. And then when I moved to New York and started to realize like how the real world works, I was like, oh, like I can't do this forever. Like I need a job that like grows and you can like retire with, and like you like working on your feet when you're 18 feels fine, but like running around physically when you're like in your 60s looks really hard. Like, you know what I mean? So
also health insurance.
all of that stuff. Yeah, exactly.
It's so tasty. Not that you have that now with.
Yeah,
this
not that I have
job,
that
'cause
now,
I
but
don't.
more like, and so then I went through a period when I was trying to make my comedy and like acting career and all that happen. I like really hated it because it was like taking up my time and energy. But I think that was more. It was like more like bartending was taking the blame for just like the fact that I needed to like that I was like broke all the time because I
Tough
like,
hours,
all of that. But now, and sort of towards the end of it, before I like stopped doing it pretty much completely. Well, because so now like the last bar I ever worked at, they'll call me and be like, "Hey, Julia's sick this week. Can you pick up shifts?" And I'll like go back and I'll work for like.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, but like it happens. It'll be like I worked there.
I thought you were gonna be like, I haven't been working there for 5 years, and they're still calling me asking me.
No.
But
But it's nice. Like I think I worked there like 3 days last month, but then like I won't work there for like 4 months, and then I'll go back.
Okay.
But because I don't, when I go back now, I love it because it's so fun.
And it's like
Yeah.
I feel like that's a job for an extrovert.
Yeah,
Would you
totally.
agree?
Which
it's like such a people person job.
totally. I think also I love the people I work with, and like especially
Helps.
I think that's the big thing is now I'm a one man show. Like I guess I have my team, like my manager, my agents and stuff, but like I don't like have coworker friends like I used to.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
And so like spending like 8 hours like with like these people I like in a restaurant like on a shift, like it feels very social to me. More so with like the coworkers than the guests.
Do you feel when you go back to work like when like a college girl goes back to her high school with her lanyard?
Oh, it's very that. Well, I guess I can't.
Oh my god, I used to sit here.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I never did that. Like I've never been back to my high school, and I've never really been back to my college in that sort of way. So, well, I guess I've been back to my college town, but not my college campus.
Okay.
But so I can't really say it feels like that because I've never felt that, but it does have that energy if I sort
Yeah,
of come back. And
definitely
I'm like,
the energy.
Oh my! Especially like
oh my god, they moved, they
especially
rearranged
like
this.
it is really fun if I go back and there's like a new person who works there.
Are you new?
Who's sort of like will be like, wait, I've been working here for 2 months and this random guy showed up and is working with me and everyone knows who he is, and I'm sort of like, yeah, like I used to work here.
It's like not a big deal. Yeah,
no,
yeah,
it's like totally chill. Sometimes like pop in and out.
Like, oh my god, how old are you? Oh my
yeah,
god.
totally. And like, when did you first start working? I'm like 2018, and it's like it just
Right.
like
So there's really no one more qualified to talk about beveraginos.
yes
Than you.
Yes, that is the topic today.
That is the topic today. However, I like to start the Pesto Pod with the Pest Story of the Week, which is where I share the whackassery of my life as of late, and I want to know the whackassery of your life as of late.
Totally. So an embarrassing story. Yes.
Embarrassing, and it doesn't have to be like from this week.
Yeah.
It can be
Okay.
in
So
life.
recently I had one. I had a pretty good one, which was that I had a my birthday was 2 weekends ago, and
Belated happy birth.
thank you. And I had a birthday party, and a lot of people came, and it was very, very nice. And at one point there was someone who came, a guy came, who is someone I've like vaguely known for years. We've never hung out one-on-one. We've barely hung out in group settings, but we're friendly. Whenever I see him, I'm like,
Did you invite him?
What?
You
Yes.
invited him? Okay. She showed up.
No, I invited him. But he as of maybe in the past few months, I would say we have brushed up against some light Instagram flirting, where I haven't been like 100% confident that it's like flirt vibe 100%, but it's definitely like in that general galaxy. And there's been like occasional like light flirting, and I'm like, I wouldn't say I by no means have like a crush on this person, but like I would absolutely hook up with them. Do you know what I mean? Like sort of that vibe. But we've flirted very lightly a few times, but like I don't know this person well at all. Okay. But like he's on my close friends, and I posted my birthday party invite like on close friends.
Okay.
Which was great, and it was like happy to see him. At one point during the night, I'm talking to him very casually, and
he kissed you on the mouth.
No.
Okay.
My roommate comes up to me and start to say hi, because he had just gotten there because he was working and got off late. And so my roommate, who's one of my closest friends, comes up, and I was like, oh, hey. And then I go, I'm going to make up names. So I was like, well, my roommate's name is Bill, so I don't have to make that one up. But I was like, oh, Bill, this is Kevin. And Bill goes, oh my God, I've heard so much about you. He hasn't. I've never spoken.
Oh my God, he improv'd too hard.
I went, no, you haven't, immediately. And he goes, what do you mean? Of course I have. And I go, you haven't. I've never spoken about him before. We're not like, what are you talking about? And he goes, this is Kevin. I go, yes, I've never spoken to you about Kevin.
We've
and
not
Kevin's
seen
looking
each
at me.
other.
It looks like I'm covering my ass. I've never spoken to him. It made it look like I'm crushing in a way that was so crazy. And I was like, I'm sitting there being like, Bill, no, you haven't. And then like we were all a little drunk, so that like petered out. And then later Bill was like, and then later my other friend Zach shows up, and I go, hey, Zach. And then Bill goes, oh my God, I thought Kevin was Zach.
There you go. I knew there was something.
And Zach is like my oldest friend, one of my oldest friends from college. So like, yes, he has heard so much about Zach. I have like over a decade.
But Kevin doesn't know
and
that.
I was like, Bill, you flopped that so hard.
Oh my gosh.
So that was my most recent embarrassing. Yeah.
Eek.
It was tough.
I'm glad that you
I think everyone's like
recovered.
ultimately fine, but like in the moment I was just like, why are you attacking me?
You're trying to like cover your own ass.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Exactly.
My embarrassing story is that I spent all of last week in the ER.
Oh no.
Because I pinched my sciatic nerve. Because if you didn't know this, I'm 84 years old.
That's tough. I have sciatica problems.
That's crazy. What is this? The
Was this your first time?
Yeah. In a hospital ever.
But had you had any sciatic pain before this?
No. So I posted this on TikTok, but these bitches have heard it, but I woke up in the middle of the night and it literally was the most excruciating pain I've ever felt.
Down the leg?
No. That's why they said it was sciatic nerve, and I was like, I think I slipped a disc, because I'm telling you, it was not down my leg, and it was like an ice pick in my back. It was so painful, but it was like in my booty.
Yeah.
And I was like, tried to get up, couldn't even walk. I went to the shower because I was like, maybe the hot water. I couldn't stand in the shower. And like I'm telling you, like I crawled. It was so bad. I woke up my roommate. She took me to the ER, and they had to run all these tests because I was like in excruciating pain. They had to wheel me around. Literally 90 years old.
Oh my God.
Pinch sciatic nerve. Stupid. Then they give me all these little exercises to go home with to do. And I have to like stretch my leg and like look down, and then I have to go like this.
Yeah.
And
are they having you do the bridge? The floor bridge?
Like
No, but not with your hands. Like, but that's like when I had sciatic problems. You lay on your back and you have your feet flat on the floor, and then you go up.
Oh, yes.
The floor bridge. Yeah.
Or like a towel.
Yeah. The towel is a big one. Obsessed with the towel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been doing all of that, and they were like, "Have you tried gentle yoga?" And I was like, "Have you tried? Literally, please hand me like,
no.
Oxy. I'm dying." And yesterday my sister came to visit, and we were walking to dinner, and there was, I'm not kidding, like geriatric old woman sitting on a park bench, and she was doing my sciatic exercises, and I said, I'm her, she's me.
Wow, amazing.
It was just really like looking
is there
in the
any
mirror.
sort of theory as to how you did this?
No.
Okay.
That's why I was like, I don't think it's sciatic, but fuck if I know. They did every single test.
Like MRI, CAT scan, like all of that?
No, I asked for an MRI. They wouldn't give me one. They gave me a pelvic ultrasound. I don't want to spare you the details.
No, I've had one.
How? Because you don't have the parts.
I have a butthole.
Oh my God, right up in there.
And they didn't tell me that that's what was happening. It was actually for, so I actually don't know if it was pelvic. It was for it was for my kidney. They were like, we're going to do an ultrasound on your kidney.
That's probably what they do for men.
And I was like, and I went there and I was like, I've never told this story publicly.
Okay, sorry, I can cut it out later.
Okay. It's okay. But I just I went, I had gone to the urologist for like a general checkup.
Sure.
And I actually do partially think that this was like some sort of scam that happened because the
health system.
When I got there, they're like, okay, pee in a cup. Just for like general like urology checkup. And I was like, so I peed in the cup. And then towards the end of the like, oh my God. Towards the end of like the checkup, I'm sorry. Towards the end of the checkup, the doctor came in and was like, hey, so they tested like your urine tested positive for blood, which means he was like, this could be nothing. It could be something. And I was like, what something? And he was like, cancer. And I was like, okay. He was like, so we have to do all these tests. And he was like, we have to do all these tests in like an elimination order to like make sure nothing's wrong. And I was like, okay. So it was like the first one was, I mean, this is like about to get medically graphic. Is that okay?
Sure.
Are we comfortable on this podcast?
Fuck if I care.
So like, I don't remember the exact order, but I think it was like I had to get some sort of scan, and then they were like, and every time I went in, it was like another $75 copay or like $150 copay, which is why I was like, you just said that you found blood, so you could have me come in and charge my insurance. Like, yeah, I feel like, but maybe I'm being too pessimistic. The doctor was very nice. Like, I don't really have any reason to think he scammed me, but they ultimately at the end of this, they found nothing. But they did a scan, and then they're like, okay, so next we have to scope your bladder. I was like, what does that mean?
Catheter?
Camera catheter way all the way inside.
Oh my God, that's supposed to be. I don't know if it's more painful for men or women, but it's supposed to be very painful.
And
right?
you are awake for it.
Are you numbed?
Yeah. So they like.
Oh, thank Christ.
They numb you, but it's like local like anesthesia with like a cream, and they like shoot it up there, and I'm laying there, and he goes, "Okay, Jacob, this is gonna feel like you're peeing backwards," and I was like, "What could that possibly?" Oh, that's what that feels like. It literally feels like you're peeing backwards.
I'm a little intrigued.
And that part I would say is fine to try out. Feeling
I'm not gonna try it
the
for
bladder
fun.
scope go in is the craziest thing I've ever experienced.
Really, you feel it in your organs?
I felt it like going up, and it was painful and very, very uncomfortable. I would say it was slightly
very
painful and like one of the most uncomfortable experiences in my life.
Sure.
And then I felt it like the way I perceived it was like I felt it come up against some sort of like wall, and then I felt that wall get like pushed through, and then I was like, I just remember laying on the table, looking up at the ceiling, being like, I am feeling sensations in a part of my body I've never experienced like feeling in, and I'm feeling something like I don't understand what's happening, and I was just laying there being like, and they were like,
crazy.
And then they were
at least I've felt those sensations to a degree.
Yeah,
like with the pelvic.
I guess. But then yes. And so then for the last one, so then they're like, we didn't find anything. I'm like, at this point, I'm like, you need to find something. Like, if I'm gonna do this, like, it's like, what are we doing? So then for the last one, they were like, okay, kidney ultrasound. I'm like, your kidney's on your back. I'm assuming they're just gonna do it on the back. And then I come in, and then the guy was like, okay, take off your pants. And I was like, why? And he was like, I'm doing the ultrasound. And I look at the thing, and it's a long rectangular rod with corners. And I go, is that going inside my ass? And he was like, yeah. I was like, no one told me. I was like, gay man, there is some preparation I may have done. Do you know what I mean? Sure. Like,
it's not your first rodeo. Can I tell you why I think you were scammed, shammed, and bamboozled?
Oh yeah, please.
I've had a kidney ultrasound.
Wait, so this is the other thing. So then my best friend, the same thing happened. Zach, wait, the one we mentioned earlier, Zach, one of my best friends. He was like going through the same thing where like he got called back in, they did the scan, then they did the scope, and he was like, they didn't find anything, so I have to do the ultrasound. And I was like, get ready, it hurts. Because they put it all the way inside me and then did a full 360 degree rotation. I was screaming at the top of my lungs. I was screaming at the top of my lungs in this doctor's office.
No, you were not.
Absolutely. Really? It was one of the most painful doctors thing. It was more painful. It was 100% more painful than the bladder scope. 100%.
Oh, I didn't doubt it.
Then Zach's like, I'm genuinely so nervous. We're texting about it all day. He texts me. He goes, I have terrible news. And my stomach drops because this is technically a cancer screening.
They found something.
And he's like, I was like, oh my God, what? He was like, they didn't put anything up my butt. And I was like, what? Like,
yeah, you were like violated.
I don't know. Like, why did they do that?
I don't know why they did that to you.
Okay, so.
Can I ask you one crazy question
always.
Before we move on? The scope that they shoved up your butthole.
Uh-huh.
Was it cold?
It was like a white piece of rectangular plastic that they put like a large condom over.
Was it cold?
Yes.
That's crazy.
It was awful. It was awful.
Because I've noticed anytime I've had any sort of gynecological procedure, they have a little warmer.
Yeah, no.
So nice.
No. Also, I cannot overstate this. Rectangular.
No, I hear you.
It's so fucked up.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, so that happened to me once.
Oh my gosh. Well, we both made it out of the trenches. Really proud of us. And you know what you do with pee? You drink beverages. And then, did you see that segue?
That was amazing to watch. I'm really impressed.
Thank you. Beverages. What's your favorite beverage? Adult and childlike whimsy.
God. That's a really intense question. The thing is, like, the reason I picked the topic of beverages. The reason I did that was because I think that, like, beverages are one of my favorite things in this.
You
life.
initially suggested candy.
Yeah, but I actually am glad that you said we can't do candy. I've already done that episode, and then I was like, oh, then beverages is the choice because, like,
but
I have like I have a seltzer tattoo. Like, oh my God. Have like
it's not even an alcoholic seltzer. It's just polar.
Well, I would hope I have a fucking White Claw. No, it's a polar seltzer. I love.
That's fabulous.
Thank
great
you.
Work,
Thank you. No, he's a very
shading.
glossy. He's a great artist in Brooklyn. I love beverages at all times. Like, I like to at all times have a beverage.
Do you have a security water bottle?
So I'm actually, this is the thing I hate. I hate water bottles.
I do.
No. I love water. I love water.
Too.
I hate security water bottles and that culture.
Like ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
Throwing it around.
Or like my best friend David is a security water bottle person.
Sure.
And like sometimes like there's been times where like places have not let him bring his water bottle in and he like gets mad and I'm like, I love you so much, but like I can't have you be like someone in your early 30s being like, my water bottle. It like drives me nuts.
Nobu.
But like that's like it's like I'm like, guys, the reason I don't carry a security water bottle is because every single time I've tried, and in my life I've probably at this point tried genuinely 10 times, within 4 hours of leaving the house, it's left somewhere.
Oh, bummer.
It's just not, I don't have object.
And they're expensive.
I don't have object permanence. Like, my roommates always make fun of me because, like, I'll be ready to leave the house and like, the way I perceive it, my phone is in my hand and then suddenly is gone. And I'm like, and it's my phone,
Someone
my keys,
took
my
it,
headphones.
a spirit, a specter.
I'm never able to find anything. Like, it's really bad.
Okay.
So a water bottle just never exists with me. So it's mostly for me about, and I try not to buy bottled water, but I buy I drank a large Gatorade on the subway here. So I had to pee the second I walked in the door here.
Sure.
Like, I love a Gatorade. If I'm going to get a bottle of water, I'll get an Essentia. But my favorite.
You have a ranking?
Of bottled water, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's like the scum of the earth?
Aquafina.
Really? Okay.
Aquafina is probably the worst.
Not like Nora from Queens. Like
No. I love Aquafina with AWK. I'm talking AQUA. I love an Essentia. I like a Fiji.
That's bouge.
Well, yeah. I mean, and it's like all branding, and I know that, but like,
yeah, boxed water.
Yeah. Oh, actually,
Blackwater. Have you seen Blackwater?
I've seen Blackwater. I've seen the Smart Water, alkalized water. Like, I mean, like I've tried them all.
It's all fake.
I know it's all fake.
Oh, okay.
It's
as
all
long
fake.
As you know.
I know. Oh, I know it's all fake. That's also why I think I don't buy bottled waters, because it's like it feels all fake. Where it's like when you're buying like bottled beverages, I just love beverages. Like,
yeah,
like
slay.
So seltzer, like, okay, so my tattoo is of a ruby red grapefruit polar seltzer 1 liter bottle.
Get into it. Tell me why.
Which, like, to me is like one of the perfect beverages because it is a delicious flavor.
Locale.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like part of my fucked up food, like eating disorder brain likes that, but I try not to like center that part of the narrative. No. Like, but I think that it is a. I like that it's low-cal in the sense that it is, you are just drinking water. Like, you are just hydrating yourself, and there's no sugar or anything.
You can literally drink the whole bottle, and you don't have to worry.
Yes, and that brings me to like the greatest thing about Polar is that it's a 1 liter. I'm a volume drinker. Like, I want a lot of beverages.
It's sold, like if you go to a gas station, it's sold in a 1 liter.
So, yeah, in like, I'm from Vermont, and like, in...
Stop. I have so many questions.
Oh, my God.
I'm obsessed with Vermont.
Oh, yeah, I'm from Vermont, and in like Polar was, I feel like, in Vermont, the OG seltzer, when seltzer became like a thing that was everywhere, and it's always in the 1 liter. Like, the grocery store I went to in college that was like in walking distance from my apartment had a case that had every single flavor of Polar in it in the 1 liters for 99 cents. It's since been raised to 129, and we move with the changes that society forces us to change.
Right.
But to me, that just became like that beverage to me is just like so like centered in like my identity.
No, that's hilarious.
But I love
that's
it.
so fun. I love that you have an object
But
that
now it's
resonates
like-
with you like that.
But as I've leaned into beverages more, like it just like my love of them, it's like when I leave the house, it's like anywhere I'm going, I'm stopping for a beverage. So like depending on the mood, Diet Coke
wonder how
maybe,
much
cold brew. I don't like to think about that.
Okay. I won't. Are you like a little coffee?
Yeah.
Or no.
So coffee has been I've been on an interesting journey with coffee as of late because I used to be a religious, like go out of my house and find the nearest cold brew or like have my coffee shop.
Okay.
My current apartment, which I've lived in for a year now, there is one coffee shop on the corner, but it's the opposite corner of the direction I usually walk to go places.
Terrible.
And I love this coffee shop, but as of late, they become very guilty of doing something that I find very frustrating, which is you order a cold brew and not to be like annoying and a little bitch about it, but like I can taste when it's iced coffee and when you're just claiming it's cold brew. Like
I didn't know there's a difference.
There's a difference.
I'm such not. I don't know anything about.
Do you drink coffee?
I really don't.
Okay.
If I do, it needs to be pretty sweetened.
I respect that. So coffee.
And cold. I cannot drink hot coffee.
So iced coffee is hot coffee that has been chilled down,
poured over ice,
and then put onto ice. Yeah.
Okay.
So you normally would like either brew it and then pour it over ice. So like ideally you would brew it and let it cool, so that when you pour it over ice, it doesn't get super diluted.
Oh, right. Okay.
Or you brew a double batch of coffee, like a double strength batch, and then immediately pour over it at ice, and the dilution it becomes
itself.
Exactly to the correct level. Cold brew is you take. Does anyone care about this?
No, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Cold brew is you take the coffee grounds and you let them steep in cold water. That's why it's called cold brew.
You'd think that wouldn't work.
But you do it for like 24 hours.
Still.
The coffee, when it like doesn't get introduced to like really hot water, the beans don't release as much like acid, so it's like much sweeter and doesn't have that like coffee bitterness.
That's what I've heard.
And so yes, so like anyway, so I don't go to the place on the corner a lot because sometimes they'll give iced coffee and I don't like that. And I started buying iced coffee and drinking it at home because also now that I don't have a job to like commute to and I don't have to leave my house until I want to, I'm usually drinking my coffee at home, which is why I think now that I've been drinking coffee at home, that has opened my other beverages world up so much because by the time I've left the house, I've already probably had 2 coffees. So I'm like, if I'm going to go buy a beverage, like let's get an electrolyte, let's get a Diet Coke, let's get a Gatorade, and I'm excited, or like a watermelon water, or like, I'm just excited to try all the new things.
So exciting for you.
Yeah. And I love that. Or like a Celsius if I'm still not feeling awake enough. And then obviously the sun goes down and then there's all the alcoholic beverages. So there's just so many options.
We'll get into that. I got a PR package of Alani, Kim Kardashian's energy drink.
Okay, I just have to say right now, beverage companies, no one should be sending me PR packages more than you. Like that is the PR I should be getting PR packages. Oh yeah,
not that literally no one watches my podcast. If they saw it, I hope they take away.
Okay.
Delicious. And let me tell you something. Same thing with Celsius. It's like 200% or something of your daily biotin. You're supposed to get. So if you like drink a Celsius a day, your hair will grow.
That's
and your
crazy.
nails will grow.
That's crazy.
And
it
maybe
tasted
your
good?
teeth. I don't know.
Is it caffeinated?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it tasted like sweet strawberry lemon delicious.
The only PR package I've ever been sent for beverages, I think, was I got sent a PR box of Cutwaters. Do you know what these are?
Yes, I do.
And they're like canned cocktails.
Okay. And I was thinking of Brianna and Grace's Pirate Water. Have you seen Pirate Water?
No, I have not seen Pirate Water, but I'm interested.
It's like Brianna chicken fry.
Yeah.
She has a drink. I don't know if it's a seltzer or what, but it's called Pirate Water. Okay, I'm very intrigued.
So this was like canned like margaritas and Mai Tais and stuff.
Oh, fun.
And I think I just assumed because it was in the shape of like a beer can that it was like similar alcohol level to a like a beer or like a hard seltzer.
Yeah.
And I was getting ready to go to dinner. I was like getting ready to go to dinner. And so my stomach was empty because I was about to go to dinner. And I was like, I'm just going to drink one of these. Because the thing is, especially before I moved, I used to not drink at home that much. now I live with two people who like will like make dinner and have wine, like, and so I drink at home
Love
more.
that.
But I used to like if I got sent alcohol or if I bought it, it would just like sit in my house because I'm always drinking like out at bars and stuff.
Right.
So I was like, I'm just gonna drink one of these while I'm getting ready to like honestly make room in my refrigerator. And I remember like I have a vivid memory of like halfway through it, like walking down my hallway in my apartment and out loud like looking at a wall and being like,
I'm a little tipsy.
no, like I'm full drunk. Like, and I looked at the can and it was like 15%. It was like something
Holy
crazy.
fuck.
And I was like, guys, they don't mess around.
So I don't know if you know this. I'm literally like a child, and
Okay.
I'm not old enough to be sent alcoholic PR. You have to be 25.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough.
Or maybe it's to do sponsored content.
that
with
I knew. You
okay,
can't
maybe
do.
it's that.
Well, they also, but why are they going to send it to you if you
Right.
can't?
Why
post
would they
about it?
send?
Yeah.
Yes.
How old
so
are you? Do you want me to ask?
22.
22. Oh,
Yeah.
so it's going to be a minute before you
I know,
can.
I'm so
Damn.
upset. I'll sometimes do it on my Instagram story if anybody cares, like under the table. But I can't do it on TikTok, which is so annoying.
That's so
because
interesting.
a family friend of ours makes a canned bourbon and cola, but it's like gourmet cola, like different, like cinnamon,
Ooh.
marshmallow, vanilla, but it's not like super sweet. I can't
Yeah.
explain it, and it's really good. It's called Grizzly Cosmic. If anyone's interested, it's I think it's like only really taking off in California.
Okay, well, I want to try one.
I will get
I
you
want
one.
any canned beverage.
I
Yeah.
love a canned beverage.
Well, I love all beverages, as we're saying, but like that does sound really good.
Yeah. Really quick to revert to your sparkling water.
Uh-huh.
I very rarely am in the mood for sparkling water. I find that it tastes like when you go to a TV channel that isn't real and the static.
Uh-huh. I mean, it definitely has
That's what it tastes like.
even a flavored one.
Even a flavored one. I love using them as mixers because it's just so light.
Oh, okay, interesting.
But like I can never just
Interesting.
drink it straight. It feels like I'm drinking like a telephone
So-
number that's out of service.
100%. What I'll say is I get that, and I do. I mean, like, I'm someone, and my friends and loved ones can attest to this. Like, because I drink beverages the way I do, I am almost at all times. And like the reason I didn't bring a beverage here.
I was gonna say you're not really living up to your brand.
Well, I drank, as I said, I literally
You drank on
got
the
off the
train.
subway with a Gatorade Zero in my hand that I finished. White Glacier Cherry, in case anyone's wondering. And
I was wondering.
but I didn't bring because I drink a lot of carbonated beverages. And I'm belching. I'm like ripping burps at all times. But what I've recently, I'm like, this isn't good for me. Like, I understand that like the gas is like building up and probably causing like damage or whatever.
Yeah. Acid
So
reflux.
I've started. Oh, I mean, she's on
She's
prescription
there.
medication
Okay,
for
good,
it, and
delish.
has been since she was 12 years old. And
because of the beverages.
well, I think that, and also just runs in my family. But
You're aggravating
yeah.
the issue 100%.
But if you have like a can of seltzer or a can of Diet Coke, go ahead and pour it in a glass and pour it hard. So it like really foams and releases some of that gas, and it's a little softer, and it's still bubbling.
I didn't realize you were giving me
I'm giving you advice.
tips.
I'm
Yeah,
giving you
okay.
advice.
Sorry.
And it really
get a
helps.
notebook and
Yeah. Wait. So yeah, talk to me about how you're
oh
obsessed
my
with
god,
Vermont.
yeah, it's so I've never been.
Wait, where are you from? Wait, you've never.
I've never been, but I've decided long ago.
I will say, as someone from Vermont, that's actually like a very common phenomenon.
I
Is people are
decided-
like, "Oh my god, Vermont's my favorite state," and I'm like, "What?
I've
What do you
never
love about it?" And they're like, "I've never been."
No, please let me like plead my case. I decided long ago when I was just a wee lass and I was diagnosed with mental illness. I decided that if I go to Vermont and I stand on a mountain and I learn to ski, don't even know how to ski, but I'll learn, I will be cured of every ailment that's ever sciatica out the window when I set foot in Vermont.
Okay.
I just know it.
Wow.
An alternative, maybe for me, is that I've also decided that I'll be cured of anything if I gaze upon the northern lights.
Well, that's different. I will. But you know about how apparently like this week
It's supposed to
you could
come,
if you
not here. Literally, we're right in between the yellow and the green line.
wait.
Cunt.
Oh wait, Julia. No.
Don't
but
ever point your finger at me like that. No, what?
I realized I was having the same temper tantrum you were just having, but then I realized the lines aren't like where the lights are going to be. The lines are borders of sections of intensity. So we're in one of the sections. So if you get out of the city outside of like ambient
The
light,
smog. Yeah, an
yeah,
ambient
but
light.
if you were to get out of the city and just go up to like Beacon, I bet you could see them.
When is it? Do we know?
It's like I think yesterday. Like
No,
I think
are
it was
you
like
serious?
I think it was like really
I was gonna book a train ticket.
like no,
upstate.
look it up, but like I'm serious. I like read it and I was like, "Oh, now I get it."
I Also went through like a manic moment when I was a senior in college, and I was this close to getting a plane to Alaska. It's like they're like $400 round trip. I was like,
no, they're not.
Across the country. Yeah, well, I was like looking in advance, and
Oh,
I
I
was
didn't
on
know you
like
could go to Alaska.
Spirit.com.
I can't be flying to Alaska on Spirit. That's so scary.
I will.
That's
do
how
what
you
I
end up
need
in
to do.
that's Yellow Jacket season 3 right there.
I will do what I need to do to see the Northern Lights
Okay.
and have my sciatica be cured.
I feel like
I
feel
don't
like
think you're understanding what I'm saying.
you should go to Iceland. It's closer to here, isn't it?
Yeah, the flight to Iceland's supposed to be pretty cheap.
Yeah, except not right now. Don't go to Iceland right now.
Why? What's happening to them?
It's about they're about to have a huge volcanic eruption. They had to.
I gotta read the news.
They had to evacuate like a big part of the island because like there's like no, you should look at there's like
I kind of want to see it.
there's a huge river of magma running under the ground, and you can see it from above like the ground, and they don't know where the volcano is going to go off along this river, but it is going to. But because Iceland's amazing and has like really good municipal services, they've like fully evacuated where it's gonna happen. So it's like
know what
obviously
they're
there's gonna be like building losses, but like all the humans are safe.
Beverages.
Back to beverages.
Should we go to alcoholic
We
beverages?
can go to alcoholic beverages.
Okay.
100%.
I had my first alcoholic beverage.
Was it this Blue Raz Four Loko?
you know Vin Ward.
Of course I know Vin
He
Ward.
brought that and put that.
Just for funsies?
Yeah.
I love that.
He was like, "Are you gonna drink it?" I was like, "No, I think I like it for decoration. I don't want to fucking die, so I'm gonna leave it right there."
But can I touch it?
Take it.
I haven't seen a Four Loko.
Do you want it? I'm not kidding. You
I'm
can
not.
have
I
it.
don't need to drink a Four
Vin,
Loko
look
right
away.
now because I'm mostly like. This is the new one that's not caffeinated, right? Because the ones in
They used to be caffeinated. This is our age gap because they redid Four Loko for my generation.
Wait, you don't even know about like.
I don't even know OG Four Loko. No.
Okay, so Four Loko.
I know it used to be like literally
So-
not even FDA regulated.
So Four Loko came out when I was like I think a senior in high school.
Okay.
And I remember drinking them like senior of high school, and they blew up like the summer before I went to college, and then my freshman year of college. Like I remember drinking my first one. I remember drinking my first one like summer before I went to college, and then like my freshman year of college, it was like the thing to get, and like they were out. I think they came out my senior year of high school. By mid spring semester, they were illegal. They had like fully banned them.
Yeah, people
and there was because it's
they're
like I think
crazy.
because it was like so it's that can like how many ounces are in this can? Because this is what the size of the can was. The can is. It is. There's no ounces on
That
this.
says okay. It is 13% though, which is
No, it's
crazy.
14%. And there's 24 ounces in this thing. So it's 1 pint and 7.5 fluid ounces. So it like, and then that's more alcohol. That's a strong alcohol level for wine. So essentially, this is a bottle of wine that had like 3 Red Bulls worth of
I feel
caffeine
like
in
the
it.
meme of the woman doing math on the
No,
glass
100%.
board.
But it was like so it was like essentially a bottle of wine worth of alcohol and like 3 Red Bulls of caffeine, and people would drink them in like 15 minutes because they are
There's
so
something to be
sweet.
said about a caffeinated alcoholic beverage. I'm going to say that.
No,
Something
but
to be
not
said.
that caffeinated
No,
and that
right,
alcohol.
yes.
And people would like, I remember like, and the thing was they were like $3.99.
I'm sure.
So it was like you could black out.
good old
You could
days.
black out for like $8, and people would actively, and it was crazy. People would also. It's also that thing of like. There's also the culture around it where I think people, especially when you're young, people love to like brand. This is like a good beverages topic. People love to like ascribe behavior to the beverage, and they'll be like, "I drank tequila last night and I got in a fight. Tequila's crazy." It's like, no, bitch, you're crazy. You got in a fight.
I agree.
And people, that was very true of Four Loko, where people be like, I stole a car last night. And I was like, yeah, and you are legally liable for that.
Yeah.
That's not on Four Loko.
You're right.
It was, people would act like intentionally crazy on it, I think a little bit.
Okay.
And then when it was becoming illegal at my college.
People like hoard them?
Yes.
I was
And then
gonna
would
say.
sell them. So you were buying them like weed. Like people would go to like Four Loko dealers and get.
I have heard all about this.
It was crazy. Also, we would watch, like, I remember, like, freshman year of college, we were so lame. Like, there were videos on YouTube of, like, people funneling Four Lokos or, like, shotgunning Four Lokos and, like, seeing how many they could do and then just, like, barfing.
Yeah,
and we were,
no
like,
shit.
It was, like, disgusting.
So you were funneling Four Lokos, and I was in training bras.
I never funneled a Four Loko. I definitely drank many a Four Loko. My favorite flavor was the black cherry lemonade.
Ooh,
Yeah.
delish.
That one was good, too. The Blue Raz was good, too.
Well, it's yours if you want it.
I
can't drink that. I know I can't.
yeah.
I grew up luckily in a household where my parents were always very like we'd rather you try it and like not have a weird
Totally.
stigma around it. And then they were always, when I was in high school and stuff, they were like, just drink, just like you can drink, just drink here. And then like if my friends came over, they would just like collect keys, and then they were like, go fucking nuts.
Oh, cute.
And I was like,
Where'd you grow up? Jersey?
Rochester, New York.
Okay, great.
It's like up there. And so by the time I was like a senior in high school, I was literally like, would go to parties on DD because like I'm like, this isn't.
Wow.
And like and
what were you drinking back then?
Beer. So there's like a brother school to my sister's school, so when we would go to their parties, it was just like Bud Light.
Gotcha.
Bud Light.
I did not party at all in high school. I did not party until college.
Okay.
I think I got drunk like 3 times in high school, maybe.
Wow,
at
interesting.
most. It was I did not go to a party school, but then college was like a party all the time.
Yeah. Well, UVM's big with weed, right? Not like the weed school.
Yes, UVM is very big with weed.
Yes.
I did not start. I smoked weed occasionally, but like I did not start smoking weed in a semi-regular way until I was much older.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but so I have been growing up in a very drinking friendly household. My entire basement, my father had to get like some sort of spinal surgery, and he knew he would be like out of commission for like a year.
Okay, so it runs in the family.
So he said, no, I know, don't even talk about it. I'm not ready to like accept my future.
Okay.
But before he was gonna have this major surgery, he was like, I'm gonna do a huge project, and he turned my entire basement into an Irish pub.
Fuck yeah.
So we have 2 kegs at all times in my house.
That's amazing.
One of Jenny Light, which is oh wait, no, I'm not wearing it.
Oh,
Jenny Light?
one of my best friends, Holly, her husband Peter went to RIT.
Yeah.
And so whenever his friends have parties, everything is Jenny Cream Ale.
Jenny Cream is good.
No, it's not.
Okay,
Julia.
I love Jenny beer.
I know, like I guess it's like a thing that like if you grew up drinking it, you love it.
Jenny Kolsch. Do you like a Kolsch?
I love a Kolsch.
Oh, Jenny Kolsch is delicious.
Okay, I could see myself liking the Kolsch, but like
their branding is so delicious too. Like they have a gift shop in the Jenny Brew House, and it's like it's the merch is so
okay. So one keg is always Jenny Light,
and
then
one's Guinness.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's an Irish pub.
Yeah, sure.
And it's like wall to ceiling, like floor to ceiling.
Yeah.
Knickknacks and
wow.
popcorn machine.
Oh
and
my
like
God.
pretzels and stuff. It's huge.
So you have the parties. What?
My parents can throw a fucking party. We throw down. In fact, my mom's 60th is the day before. It's actually on Thanksgiving, but we're like having her 60th birthday the day before Thanksgiving. My family has like invited everyone they know.
Oh my God,
to, like,
that's
come
gonna be
celebrate
so
her 60th,
fun.
and I'm pretty sure there's like well over like 50 people crammed.
Oh
in
my God,
basement.
that's gonna be so fun.
I love it.
That's gonna be
I
so
love
fun.
drinking with women.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have a great time.
I love
love
drinking
that.
with like 50-year-old
Do you
women.
still usually drink beer when you drink?
No, I love like what's my go-to at a bar? Is that what you're
Sure.
asking?
Yeah.
I love who's running the podcast? No. I really love a Moscow Mule.
Respect.
And I like, I don't know, rum and coke, vodka cran.
Okay, great.
I will
Classics.
take what's available to me.
I respect those choices.
How about you? What are you ordering at the bar?
If
If you're not tending the bar.
Sure. So if we're talking like if it depends on the bar. Like if I'm at like a bar where I would normally order like a 1-in-1, like if it's like a gay bar or like a dive bar or like there's like a chill bar, gin and soda is my go-to.
Really, I don't like gin.
I respect that. I understand that it's not for everyone.
I'm glad
I just understand it's not for everyone, but I love it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll switch it up and do a tequila soda. And then every once in a while, if I'm feeling really freaky and nasty, this new thing I've been incorporating is on some nights when I want something a little sweeter, I'll do rum and diets. And I love it.
Diet Coke?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, a rum and Diet Coke I love.
Delish.
But normally,
Perks you up a little bit?
I usually start the night with a martini. That's like my go-to. Is a gin
Really?
martini.
Okay, I always think
that's
martini's
usually
a little too strong.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm
a kid.
Yeah.
Don't forget. Don't forget I was just born.
No, 100%. 22. Yeah. I didn't start drinking martinis till I was a little bit later in the game.
I actually, literally, maybe like a month ago, had my first ever like bourbon drink that I enjoyed and finished.
What was it?
It was a bourbon and pear. So still sweet, but it was like a bourbon. I had it. I went to some fucking Halloween party.
Was it like bourbon?
For, the donut shop coffee.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, they invited me.
Did they like steep the pears in bourbon?
I'm not quite sure what was going on.
But it was good?
Yeah, there wasn't like pieces of pear in there. It was probably like pear simple syrup or something.
Okay.
And then bourbon. And I don't know. It was delish. I drank it. It kind of reminded me of like, not the taste, but like the essence of a green tea. shot
yeah.
where it's like whiskey or bourbon or whatever, but it's still like kind of sweet.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I was like, what am I, a fucking 60-year-old man drinking this bourbon right now? I was like, should I get a pipe?
What was the party scene like at Fordham?
There's like 5 bars and it was stupid. It was like overcharged, watered down.
Got it.
So I always like.
But like, did you start going there like freshman year? Are you guys like going to these bars like
first
fake
day,
IDs?
My first day. You didn't need them.
Wow.
I don't know if I should like broadcast this, but I think the Bronx PD have like bigger fish to fry.
That is so, because like Burlington at the time, like the joke was that like the Burlington PD had nothing better to do.
Right.
So like it was so strict. Like it was so strict at UVM. Like the process of getting alcohol for the weekends was so fucked up. And like
bet.
you really couldn't go, most people couldn't go downtown and go to the bars. Like there was like the 3 bars that it was known your fake could work at potentially, and also like ID. I went to college in the age of ID Chief. Do you know about this?
ID Chief's still around.
It's still around. Okay. Which is crazy. The reason I asked that is because like it sounds like something that at max could have lasted for 2 years, but it's like this shell company.
Yeah, it might. I think, you know what? I think I got mine from ID God.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It must have changed.
Sorry.
Yeah. But it was called ID Chief when I did it, and like there was like a handful of bars that you knew that the ID Chief IDs could work at.
Okay.
And then the ones that they absolutely couldn't.
Did they scan them?
They scan them, but also like they don't look real. Like they all
Right.
have problems, and
they
they're very
say Fisher
fake.
Price on them.
But then because I was always young for my grade, so I didn't turn 21 until November of my senior year.
Oh shit. Okay.
So at the beginning of junior year, I was like, this will not do, and I allegedly spent like a full day on the internet. Like I don't understand what message board I ended up on. Like I may have been on the dark web. I'm not sure, but I found like a guy in Colorado who like illegally made real Colorado, or no, he was in Seattle, but had like I think he had one of the machines they use in Colorado to make Colorado IDs. And I like Venmoed him money, or like Western Union him money, and got like mailed a Colorado ID that said I was 21 in the mail. And then I just like did that for the rest of college until I was 21.
That is quite the journey.
Yeah, so very different than Fordham.
So we really didn't need fake IDs, but I got one because honestly, it was more so I could drink at restaurants.
Totally.
Because I just like, I wanted to go to a restaurant and get like a glass of wine.
I respect that.
I'm always like a little old woman. So yeah, I had a fake ID for a while. At Hair of the Dog in the Lower East. Not sure if you're familiar.
Oh, I've heard. That's part of like the Stumble In, 13th Step, like all those bars, right?
Yeah, it's near like what else was it? I always pass Katz Deli, so it's down there.
It's like by Mr. Purple and stuff.
Yes, right next to Mr. Purple.
Yeah.
And I went in there, and the bouncer was like, "This ID's not real," and I was like, "Okay, can I have it back?" No. I was like, I'll pay you $30. That's all I got on me. If you give me that ID back, no. And then I was like, okay, what about this? What if you cut it in half and give me one half of it? And he was like, why the fuck would you want that? And I was like, because I would like to make them into earrings. And he did it. So he's a girl's girl.
And did you make them into earrings?
No, I never did. But it's on display in my parents' basement.
Oh, I love
it's
that.
Framed.
It's in the bar.
It's in the bar. It's in the pub.
I love that.
Yeah.
I do love that.
But the bouncer at Hair of the Dog cut my ID in half
and
with
then gave
like
it
a
back.
pocket knife and gave it back to me.
Cuckoo.
One half.
That's
not the one with my picture on it. So I was like, what is this? Who cares? This could be anything.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
What state did your fake ID say you were from?
Connecticut.
Okay. Respect.
They say like not to get it from the state you're in.
Yes.
Whatever.
One of my best lies I ever told was one time I used my Colorado fake ID to get into this bar called Nectar's in Burlington. That was like infamously one of the places that you should like never use a fake ID at because they were like really strict. But I like really wanted to go there for I don't remember what reason. And I was like meeting people that were already inside, and the guy was like looking at my ID, and like, you know how they like do all of the like questioning.
Sure.
Like they'll be like, what's your
zip code?
Or like what's your star sign, or like what's your he was like, what's the capital of Colorado? And I was like, Denver. And he was like, I don't think it is, because I think it's Boulder. Like I think I got the question wrong. He was like, he was like, what's the capital of Colorado? And whatever I said was wrong.
Okay. And
he was like, that's not true. And then I went just like it flowed out of me. I went, sorry, my dad moved to Colorado my freshman year and I had to get a Colorado license for like driver's insurance reasons, but I've never actually lived there. And he was like, okay. And then gave it to me and walked in.
God.
And I was like,
You're
I
so
went inside
smart.
and I was like, Wow, that was a really good
You're
lie.
a genius.
Isn't that amazing?
This is so funny because when I had Talia on, she was like, Jake says the smartest things. He edits things in his brain before they come out. So everything he says is so intentional. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. What's that like? But that story just confirmed.
That's so funny that she says that, because sometimes I'll listen back to our podcast, or like I'll listen back to when I'm on other people's podcasts to like make sure I didn't say something bad. And I can hear when I do that, because sometimes I will restart a sentence 6 times. Like I'll listen and be like, you've started this sentence 4 times, or
I'll get buffering.
I'll get halfway through a sentence and then just go back to the beginning and start it again. It's been like really disturbing to like hear myself, because I have to listen to my voice and how I talk so much, that now realizing that I do that, like sometimes I'm like, am I glitching? Like, but and Talia pointed it out. She was like, you edit in the moment and you'll like restart. And I didn't realize I was doing. And I was like, that is kind of trippy that I do that. I literally had no idea.
That's great. It's
Talia,
a great quality to have.
Talia is very observant.
Yeah, she's great. I loved her.
Yeah.
I loved having her on. We should probably wrap it up.
I guess so. The sun has gone all the way down.
I forgot to set a timer.
Okay.
So
what
God
time
knows.
What time do you think it is? It's the way you nailed it.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I'm so talented. I literally get more talented every day.
That's
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please go check out the Pesto merch. It's
gorge.
available in all the links and all my bios. Yeah, I wish I had extra. I would literally just hand you one, but I don't, because I've given them all away. But there's stickers, hats, sweatshirts, everything you could ever dream. Jake, what do you have going on that you have upcoming?
My podcast with Talia is called
Yes.
Basic Training. Check it out. It's an advice podcast. People call in. It's so fun. I love it. And then you can follow me at Jake W. Cornell on Instagram and TikTok. I will post all of my live shows there. I think that's it.
Slay.
Yeah.
Go see him live. Go see some stand-up if you're ever in New York.
Mwah.
That's a wrap.
I love it.
Beverages.
It's the Pesto Pod, the Pesto Pod, the Pesto Pod.